6 o'clock, I'd like to go ahead and call to order this regular city council meeting for Monday, October 13th, 2025. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Ludwig.
Here.
Haynes.
Here.
Jenkins.
Here.
Van Alstert.
Here.
Rhines.
Here.
Gilroy.
Here.
Hanson.
Here.
All right, I am looking for approval of this evening's agenda unless there are changes that need to be made.
So moved.
Thank you, do I have support?
Support.
Thank you, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have an opportunity right now for audience participation with a maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. Is there anybody that would like to come forward at this time? Okay, please come forward, state your name and address.
My name is, we'll say he name Caroline Panarelli, 126 Block Street, Williamston.
Yes.
First question I have for all of you, you were talking about maybe about getting some mics so that we could hear you better back there, or?
That's probably gonna be a little bit longer of a process because we're probably gonna have to see if our IT support can do something like that for us. But here's what I'll tell you, Caroline, we will talk very, very loud tonight.
Okay,
How's
good.
that?
Good. Okay. Now, the first point is why can't we park on the park lawn? That was the whole object of bringing the golf carts, because we couldn't find parking places, so why not have the golf carts on the park lawn? Because when you have other things there, like the carvings there, they have vehicles on the park lawn. The golf carts don't weigh that much. Okay? And because the streets, the lots in the streets are full, all around. The whole object of bringing our golf carts was to be able to park in McCormick Park. What about those of us who have gas engines? Are gas engines being discriminated against, or what? Why does it matter if a golf cart has a gas engine? So, I don't know if the ordinance has gotten organized yet or made up yet, but do we have to carry license and proof of insurance when driving our golf carts? And why seat belts? We don't drive that fast on the golf carts. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else for audience participation at this time? Come on up. I'm still gonna make you say your name and your address, even though we know who you are.
Let me see, that's, oh, this is, hold on here. My name is Terry Campbell. I live at 308 Fulton Street. And I think we all can guess I'm here for the golf carts. Now, I have looked over and been to every single meeting. And what I have, and I'm going to be as polite as I can be, which probably isn't going to be good enough for some people. Now, I have a couple of concerns over the golf cart ordinance. One was the addition of the seat belts. Now, I'm going to pass out, and I only made 2 copies because, so where it mentions, and you guys can share.
I'll take one, and if you could give one to our city manager, please. I'll
On
shoot you
page, well, I've circled what is required. Seat belts are not required, and we should have kind of guessed that when there was so many details in the original post of the thing, including you can't ride before sundown or after or before sunrise. It was very detailed. And seatbelts were never mentioned, neither was the slow-moving vehicle sign mentioned. So, I don't have a problem with, if somebody wants to add those items, that's their options. But they are not required by law. And some of the things that Caroline had mentioned, okay. The registration is going into details that I think is rather personal, and considering the original code doesn't even require that we be signed up. You can, but you can't charge for it. But I would like to know, what are you asking for as proof of insurance, and what was the other thing? There were two things that I thought were, and now I can't find them because I'm trying to be nice. There were two things, and, proof of insurance and proof of ownership. And considering we didn't even have to report this at all, the city had the option of registering. Why is this so, anyways, I'll leave it at that. And I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. Carolyn, maybe?
Caroline.
Caroline. The parking lots are, and going to the park for objects are not conducive to people with handicaps or older people who have a problem getting up and down from the ground. And the business of not being able to get around the golf cart, the cities very nicely on the main streets, such as Middle Street, the one down to the school and the other one, there's only parking allowed on one side of the street. So there is room to move over and get around the golf cart. The speed limit in town is only 25. So if you have to go over 25 and get around somebody, you should have left sooner for wherever you were going. And I would, and like for me, if I wanted to go and sit in the park concerts, I could get down on the ground, but I'm not able to get up. I have a handicap sticker. And the fact that you would have to carry it, that's just ludicrous. So, if I have missed anything, I believe I will ask at my second chance to speak. So I really hope that, there's no additional safety equipment that one can do beyond what is required for actually even less than on a bicycle. I'll hope for the best, and we'll take it from there. Otherwise, hopefully, if y'all do what you're supposed to, I won't have to speak again at the second one. Sorry, I had to
Thank you,
throw that
Terry.
in.
No,
Thank you.
that's fine, thank you. Can you hand this down? John, will you hand that down to Chief, so that you can take a look at those? Anyone else for audience participation at this time, if they'd like to come forward? Okay, moving on, we have our council meeting minutes of September 22nd, 2025. I'm looking for approval, or if we need to make any changes.
Make a motion to approve the council meeting minutes of September 22, 2025 as presented.
Thank you, Scott. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you, Terry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Terry, it's your turn.
Okay,
Where'd the money go?
where did all that money go? Well, this time it was 3 weeks' worth of accounts payable, and it's $3 million. For a city of this size, that's just a huge amount of money, but, as usual, about 30% of it went off, almost $1 million went off to other government units, and then what they call ad valorem taxes. But there wasn't anything, we paid off the High Street repairs over there, we paid off some other repairs and some engineering work. Those were the big ticket items. And there was The lowest was $2.53 at the Napa parts store for some Bondo.
Appreciate that.
Which was important. So, for what it's, this is an example though right here of the, Ray at the DPW thing, he ordered 4 cans of WD-40, right? And they cost him $27.80. And he went through the entire process of the receipt and, not a pre-request, but the receipt afterwards, and Ann coded it to the correct thing and all that. So I want you all to know that, from my looking at accounts payable, the city is very, all the people that work for the city are very accountable in terms of receipts and making sure that there's money allocated to spend for the things that they buy. So that's my assurance to you, okay?
Thank you, Terry.
All right. So I make a motion?
Yes, please.
Okay, make a motion to accept checks 78,603 to 78,643, EFT 1817 and ACH 1776 to 1816, for a grand total of $2,916,854, $2,916,854.97.
Thank you. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. If there's no discussion or questions, Holly, will you call the roll for us, please?
Van Allsburg,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Alrighty. We're just a touch late, but we're going to go into the rest of our agenda. First up is our public hearing, TIPA plan amendment. I will call that public hearing to order at 6:11. I'm going to turn this over to our city manager, John Hannigan.
Thank you and good evening. This is the tax increment finance authority to be plan amendment to allow the authority to complete its request for proposal process with the Codettes for the purchase of the ice house. There's a lot of historical language in here as you're required to provide when you do a plan amendment. So each and every time the plan, there's the initial adoption of the TIPA plan and then every subsequent amendment since then. So happy to answer any questions you may have, but all those pages of text add up to the TIPA being able to execute its sales agreement with the Codettes for the purchase and renovation of the ice house.
Thank you. And this was reviewed by our attorney for our TIPA, which is John Gormley. So I'm very confident all of the i's are dotted, t's are crossed. Council, do you have any questions regarding this? I think this is a great example of members in our community taking the opportunity to give back by purchasing the ice house, maintaining the historical aspect of it, and putting that building to good use, rather than the city not being able to take care of it and potentially tearing it down. So I think this is a good thing.
Yeah, I do have a comment because
Yes.
I think it's wonderful. And I also like the idea that if they decide in the future, we can get it back again.
Yes.
Which means it could in the
Yes.
future become a public space
Yes.
of some kind.
Yep.
But at least in the meantime, it's being fixed, preserved,
Yeah.
and who knows what'll happen in 20 years, it could be,
Right.
you know, who knows. I mean, there were other ideas that would have brought the public to it
Yes.
that didn't go through, but that could happen in the future.
Yeah. And that was a conversation that I had when I went in, and I was there to talk to Jeff and Robin Codette, who own Codette's Hardware here. And I asked them specifically, if you decide that this building no longer fits your need, purpose, we would like to have first right of refusal to bring that back to the city of Williamston. And they were 100% on board with it, and again, I think it's gonna be fabulous the way they're gonna turn it around.
Yeah.
Terry?
The Codettes, by the way, are uniquely equipped with experience and so forth for renovating that building.
Yeah, they
And I
are.
gotta wonder if there's gonna, if it doesn't get renovated, you gotta wonder if there's another 15 years in that building. I'm
Right.
told, I haven't seen this, but I'm told that if you're inside the building and you look at the west wall where the setting sun and the weather have been beating on for that, it's like there's a grating, you know, but the sun just comes right on through.
Mhm. Yep.
So,
They are pretty well equipped. I mean, obviously, they've got the resources necessary to be able to do the work in there. They've got access to product. They've got access to, you know, the
They've
skill
experienced
set
it. They've
that
already done
needs,
this.
yeah,
yeah, they've done this kind of thing.
yeah.
That's
John,
cool.
anything?
I don't have anything to add other than eager to get started and just do want to point out for council and for the public, since I've been here, which is just under 4 years, we had 2 competitive proposal processes for this, so it wasn't a closed sale or anything like that.
No.
In this round, there was another good proposal, but in the end, I think the TIFA made the right choice.
Right. Well, and you know, all of our boards are very transparent, and you're absolutely right. We've had several people approach us for that, and I'm glad to see that it's gonna go to some great people that are gonna do good things with it. If there's no other discussion,
You got to call for the public.
Oh, I'm sorry. Public. Does anybody out there, since this is not golf cart related, would anybody like to say something about the ice house? Yes, Caroline.
Yes, what does TIFA mean? What you're
Tippa,
talking
I'm
about?
gonna ask our city manager to give you a really good definition.
Tax Increment Finance Authority.
That would have been nice to have that written out on there.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that, and we'll duly note that. Bob?
That amendment also, if I read it correctly, was mention of taking care of part of Railroad Street with the TIFA funds, and I have the same proposal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Great. Any other comments regarding the ice house? All right, I will close this public hearing for the Tax Increment Finance Authority Plan Amendment at 6:16.
You don't need a motion on there?
Do I need a motion on
Motion,
that?
yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's in our actions, so we'll take action on that in just a minute. All right, now I would like to go ahead and open our public hearing for the golf cart ordinance at 6:16. I'm gonna turn this over to our city manager, John Hannafin, for him to lead us through that as well.
Thank you. As you know, we've had several months of discussion on this. I think it's been a great discussion and great exchange of information and ideas with interested parties here in town. I think the only new information tonight is, as requested from council, is the fact sheet prepared by the PD, which I thought the chief did an excellent job of putting together, the registration form, and then an example sticker. Been reassured it's not gonna be this size, and also it would, in place of where the Williamston Police Shield is, it would be the Action W, as I call it, the city logo. So, I don't have anything to add. I mean, you know, Chief Weiss and his staff did a great job putting this together, so happy to answer
Absolutely.
any questions you may have about what is or what shall be.
So Chief, I'm gonna ask you to speak a little bit about this, how it was developed, and obviously we had a couple of different community members that mentioned the registration form during our public comment. Would you mind going over this? It's not very long, it's very detailed, I feel, and it's very to the point. So would you mind what went into this and how you developed it?
You bet. So we took examples from different communities around Michigan. Most of it's based on the City of Mason's fact sheet that was supplied to us actually at one of the first meetings by one of our citizens. So it's actually based on the golf cart citizens guide from the City of Mason. We took some stuff out that wasn't applicable to our proposed ordinance, and we actually condensed it down to make it a little bit more abbreviated. I think theirs had a lot of information in it that really wasn't needed.
Okay.
So we came up with the facts, questions that people would probably ask, like who can operate the golf cart, who can ride on the golf cart. So that was important to put that as a fact sheet for those questions. And as the city manager said, the actual permit sticker will be the City of Williamston logo, and it will be a 3x5 logo.
Alright. So, Chief, let me just throw a couple things out there for you, because I think this would be good information to have. In order for somebody to register golf cart, what will that process look like?
So if you live in the city, the citizen will call the police department or city hall. We'll set up a time to go to the citizen's address,
Okay.
to inspect the golf cart. In part of the packet that you receive for the golf court ordinance citizens guide, that will be provided before we go out, so they know exactly what it is that they need to conform to the ordinance. And that's the golf cart inspection form.
Okay.
And that's the direct verbiage from the proposed ordinance.
Okay.
And then The registration form, if you will, registration form has owner, name, phone number, address, email, vehicle, make, model, color, manufacturer's ID number of the golf cart itself, the liability insurance carrier, just the name, and that they sign an acknowledgement of ordinance, which will provide, we actually give them a copy of the ordinance, and whatever officer inspects a golf cart will be there to answer any questions they may have about the ordinance at all.
Okay,
So that will be their time, it's checked off, then it's, if everything is conforms, they receive a sticker.
okay,
If it's a citizen from outside the city, again, they'll have to check with their local jurisdiction on whether they can drive or not, but if they wish to have it registered in the city of Williamston, they'll have to transport it to the police department on a trailer.
okay. So, you said that we took this from the Citizen's Guide from Mason.
Yes, correct.
Does Mason require insurance?
I believe they do, let me check.
Just curious.
Mason actually does provide insurance carrier. They actually, and the city of Mason actually required a release and waiver of claims pursuant to the golf cart ordinance.
Okay,
So their verbiage and theirs is additionally, I waive any claim that I have or may have against the city of Mason, its employees, elected officials, administrators, contractors, as a result of operating my golf cart and/or UTV within the city of Mason. We do not have that in our, as part of our ordinance.
okay. All right. And then they're going to get a copy of the ordinance.
Yes.
This looks like a pretty simple registration process.
We try to make it as short and to the point as we could.
All right, I'm gonna open this up for comments. I saw Terry's hand first, so I'll go to Terry.
Does anybody have any idea how much it costs to insure a golf cart for liability or whatever for 1 year?
I don't.
Just a round figure, is this $200, do you know?
I do.
Thank you, Bob.
The liability portion of it, in my case, is covered under my home ownership policy already.
Cool.
But I also have full coverage on my golf cart, and that costs $60.
Okay.
60
For full coverage.
Yeah,
for a year?
2020
Okay.
is my golf cart.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
But it's covered under your homeowners, but then you also have an additional rider then for full
Yeah, 'cause I
coverage
bought
that
it
costs
brand
you
new.
60.
They're like over 10 grand, so,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
so I bought the extra insurance for that.
all right.
Okay.
In
Thank you.
fact, because, well, I'll wait till public comment.
Okay, all right, thank you. Dan, I saw Dan's hand, then I'll go to you, Scott. Dan?
So Chief, what happens if you're pulled over without the sticker with the golf cart? Is that covered under the regular vehicle code, or do we have, is that, what occurs?
So if someone operates a golf cart, they're not in compliance with the ordinance, it'll be issued a citation, a local ordinance citation. In the proposed ordinance, first violation is $100, subsequent violations are $500 per incident.
Okay,
I
all right.
thought it was 50.
All right, Scott?
Yeah, so one of our options was to pass per resolution a state example for the golf carts, and we have to do ordinance instead. So my question is, all the stuff that we've got listed that we expect from a golf cart, seat belts, such and such, such, are those the same as what the states would have been, or do we have differences?
For the most part, they are the same.
Okay.
We do have, the only difference, and again, I'll have to refer back to what 257625A was. But there's a couple changes we made, but for equipment-wise, they're the same.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other comments or questions from my council during this public hearing? Yes,
I
Tim?
was just a little curious, it kind of threw me for a curve when they put in their ordinance about holding nobody liable as far as, you know, why do you suppose they did that?
That I don't know, I'll have to refer to council on that one. I don't know why they required the waiver.
Right.
Perhaps Mr. Perone can give some light on that.
Well, I don't know exactly, but it would seem to me that seeking to protect the city from any type of claim by basically saying, this is a privilege that we're offering the citizens to operate this, and we're not gonna grant you a privilege and have you turn around and sue us.
Okay.
But I
Makes
don't
sense.
really see any real liability exposure to the city.
Okay.
Besides the fact that we have governmental immunity, I suppose there would be a defective road,
Okay.
and so I guess you have that exposure. If there's a defect in a public road
Okay.
that causes damage or injury,
Okay.
you could potentially be liable. It may be, it almost smacks of being against public policy to do that in advance when you're doing a general ordinance.
Okay, all right, okay. Just as we did with the Tifa public hearing, I'm going to ask anybody in the gallery if you have any comments regarding the golf cart ordinance. I know that we had 2 people up during the audience participation, so raise your hand and I'll call on you. Bob, I'll start back there.
Oh, what I wanted to say was with your, asking about the insurance. I read through the package that you have for tonight's meeting. I had the registration process, everything you put together. I personally thought it looked great. So I actually went through that process and I created the very first application. Because I want a sticker that has the 001 on it. The insurance policy's in here, the proof of ownership, the registration. You okay to leave that with you or just call you?
Bob, you're as organized as your dad was, so I'm very impressed. And yeah, you might want to just hand that off to Chief. But we have to pass the ordinance first, but I'm sure that, yeah. Thank you. Terry, I saw your hand up.
Yes, I had asked about this at the last meeting, a sticker,
Yes, yes, the registration sticker is gonna look like this, but it's
which
gonna.
goes on the golf cart.
Chief, where will this sticker be placed at on the golf cart?
On the
Because I-
rear of the golf carts where it's visible.
Okay, rear of the golf
So,
cart.
in my opinion, you are defacing my property.
Okay.
Is there a way to have a sticker or a card that is not actually physically put on the golf cart?
No, ma'am, that's not in compliance with the ordinance. Proposed ordinance.
But you're defacing my property. You're putting graffiti on there.
Okay. So Dan, you got your hand up, I'll let you comment on this.
So, to park in a parking structure in East Lansing, if you're an employee or a student there, you're required a parking sticker. Many places, many different jurisdictions require some sort of sticker on a vehicle to show approval for either parking or different things. This is not out of the realm of things that already happen on vehicles.
Okay. Caroline?
Yes, are you telling me that we have to have something that size?
No. This is
3 by
just,
5.
this is so you can see it.
Oh,
It's gonna be 3 by 5.
oh, that's better. I thought-
It's probably gonna be,
Yeah,
and this is very rough,
okay,
it's
good,
probably gonna be this big,
good,
okay?
thank you. And does that cost to register?
No, ma'am.
It is free, completely free, and they will come to your house.
Really?
You
Just
just
like
have to make an appointment.
Bob's already pre-made his appointment. They're gonna come to Bob's house, they're gonna inspect his golf cart. They will have a sticker with them. If his golf cart is in compliance, he's gonna get 0001.
And it'll be this cool logo on it.
It'll be
So,
the City of
Not
Williamston
this other one,
logo.
it'll be the cool
Yeah.
Williamston. The Action W logo.
Anybody else? Yes, Caroline again.
Has the seatbelt idea gone down?
So, we'll get to that when we get into the second reading of the golf cart ordinance, because I wrote down what everybody's concerns were during public comment. We're gonna go over those one more time, and we'll have a little bit of discussion, as council up here.
And has the ordinance already been made up?
We have, we have already presented the ordinance at our last council meeting, the first reading. This is our second reading of it, so we still have the ability to make a change if we need to, correct? And then our next council meeting, we will take action and vote to either adopt or not adopt that ordinance. So It's already been written and in place.
But it can be changed.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone else during this public hearing? Yes,
If
Bob?
you don't make any changes, will you vote on it today?
Yes, the second reading?
Yeah.
You mean as far as like approval? Can we, yeah, we can, I guess.
Great.
My city manager is nodding his head. Yes, go ahead, John. So, hold on one second, Rick, John.
You can even approve it with changes.
Okay, we can approve it with changes. All right, Rick,
I was just gonna say it looks great, so
did you have your application ready for 0002?
I don't.
No, we did not.
I
Let me
don't-
002 though, please.
my secretary messed up on that.
Oh, Shelley, would you like to say anything?
Can I use your printer?
All right.
I'm kidding.
All right,
Okay.
any other comments from out there? Any other comments from my council members or city staff during this public hearing?
Can we change this if we want to right now?
Not till we get to our action items. Not till we get to the action items, yes. Okay. All right then, we've had council comments, we've had public comments. I'm going to go ahead and close this public hearing of golf cart ordinance at 6:31. Now on to our action items. First up, second reading of the golf cart ordinance. I'm going to turn this over to our city manager, John Hannafin. I do not believe we had any changes from the first reading, correct?
That's correct. The first reading was passed with no,
I'm sorry, excuse me. We're trying to conduct business here, so if you either can take your conversation outside or hold your conversation until after council meeting. Thank you.
the first reading was adopted with no changes and referred for second reading. So this would be the time if there are any changes or amendments to language that council would like to add, and a motion in the affirmative would have to include any or all changes.
Okay, all right. So council members, we did have a couple residents up here. I've thought about this quite a bit, so I'm gonna put this out here because I think one of the concerns, and I think we have to be flexible, is the concern that we're not allowing for lawn parking. I think if we take a look at that, the band shell season or any time that you are at the park, it's, number one, these golf carts don't weigh a lot. I understand where some of these comments are coming from, because when we do have events or activities in our park, we do have vehicles that do park. I would be amenable to allowing parking in McCormick Park, but I'd like to hear from my council members as well and city manager.
If I could, just going on memory a little bit, because 3 weeks seems like a long time ago. The language is written, it says may not be operated or parked on sidewalks or areas designated for the use of pedestrians. If and we talked about this at the last time, that we can designate areas for parking for golf carts if we so choose.
Right.
We can do that. That's a pretty, general and open-ended thing, and we would in good faith do that. Our concern is not wanting folks crisscrossing across the green field on
Right.
McCormick, or rolling up onto the basketball court, into the playground, and into community park.
So let me ask you this. If during band shell evening or during events, if we were to rope off and have some small signs that said golf cart parking here on the grass, we could do that, correct?
We could, and assuming there's a positive outcome with the adoption of the ordinance tonight, we would want to put in something that would be permanent.
Sure.
And permanent, I mean a sign, like
Right.
a more hardy sign than just cones and some rope.
Okay, but we could at least acknowledge that we're
Yep.
gonna move forward and we can allow that.
Right.
Council members, Terry,
Great idea.
okay,
Great
Scott.
idea.
all right?
And I'm stopping short of saying designated parking spots and specific parking lots, because each of our parks is unique and different in their
Correct.
conditions, so.
Correct,
But we'll be flexible enough to.
That's cool.
all right, yes, Tim,
Secondarily, it references golf carts must abide by all parking rules and limits, whatever they are.
okay,
So you would have the flexibility separately to
Yes.
establish parking rules and limits. So you don't need to amend the ordinance to put in here that they can park on certain like grass at
Right.
the corner park.
okay, all right. I think that was a big hurdle that we just crossed. So we're gonna allow grass parking at the parks.
In whatever area designated.
in
by-
whatever area designated. It may be cones and ropes that says you can park your golf cart here, but we will allow golf carts in the grassy area. So I think that's a good thing for our golf cart owners. Yes,
And I
Terry?
will again point out that in our 10-year study of golf carts in McCormick Park, we've never had a problem with this.
Exactly.
So I think it's gonna be a good
I
idea.
think it's gonna be good. It looks like we took care of the information regarding licensing, proof of insurance, the parking registration sticker, the fact that we will come to the owner's home to inspect the golf cart, look at the registration, the insurance. And again, thank you, Mr. Palazzolo, for pointing out that, you're able to include it on your homeowners, but you also did, full coverage, which as long as there's something that proves that you have insurance, you don't have to do full coverage. But if you have it, that it's a rider on your homeowners, I believe that will be sufficient, correct, Chief?
Yes.
Okay. The other concerns, addition of seatbelt. I think we've covered this in previous meetings. We are following the Michigan Vehicle Code law, correct, Chief?
Yes.
So that is why there is the addition of seatbelts. It's for people's safety. So, I know that we've had people bring forward federal law, but Chief, could you explain one more time why we don't acknowledge the federal law and why we use the state of Michigan Vehicle Code law, please?
Sure, I'm not sure what federal law that's referring to. Motor Vehicle Code is under the state law.
Yes.
It's under the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. There's nowhere that it refers to a federal motor vehicle code at all, so.
All right.
um,
Taking care of that.
Yep.
But that's for motors, not golf carts, chief.
But it is a motor, it's an electric motor. Let me just use an example, and Tim, I'm sorry, but we have EV vehicles now out on the street, fully electric vehicles. In fact, Mustang makes an E-Mach, it's completely electric. They still have to abide by the vehicle motor code and have all of those safety features. This isn't any different, just because it's an electric vehicle, it still has to have those safety features. Am I correct, Tim?
State law is the Michigan Vehicle Code. It's not the Motor Vehicle Code. It's the Michigan Vehicle Code, and it regulates the use of public roads.
Correct.
And it includes sections on pedestrians and other vehicles, including horse-drawn carriages, for instance, that are not motorized vehicles.
Right. Thank you, Tim. Alrighty, so we've taken care of seatbelts.
I have a question.
Yes, Terry, go ahead.
Okay, so you're just blowing off this.
So, I believe we handed that down to Chief. Did you get a copy of the handout that she brought in?
I
Chief?
did, yes.
Okay, could you respond to that just quickly so we're all on the same page?
Well, what was presented as an AI generated answer, I don't know where that came from. I'm just, it's my trained experience and research extensively on golf carts and federal law, we operate under the, as Mr. Perone said, the state of Michigan Motor Vehicle Code law.
Alright, great. Yes, Tim?
Because this is an ordinance, you can do what you want as far as placing other limitations, restrictions, requirements in here. That's the difference between adopting a resolution and an ordinance. An ordinance means it's tailored for the city, and if the city wants safety belts, then that's what you can do, regardless of whether anybody else does it.
Okay, alright, thank you. Alrighty, we did have somebody that mentioned hour after sunrise and an hour before sunset. So Terry, can you just expand a little bit more, your concern about operating the golf cart?
No, I'm not concerned about it.
Okay.
I'm just saying that when the state went to that much trouble to put all of this, that the chief has actually put in there, except for the seat belts, they indicated, what hours you could be riding,
Right.
sunrise and
Right.
sunset.
Right,
They were very explicit about what they were requiring and not requiring. And seatbelts were not in that. And I'm sure you guys all have a copy of that original thing. Like I say, the only difference was there was, seatbelts were not mentioned. But I mean, if they went to the trouble to talk about, yes, you know, that you can be, you know, 1 hour before or after sunrise, sunset,
Sure.
yada, yada, yada,
Yeah.
what it means. I can't believe they would deliberately forget the seatbelts. There had to have been a reason for that. And I believe what I showed here was that reason.
Okay. So, council, I'm gonna ask for your guys' opinion, I'm gonna go around the table, but we talked extensively about this. We've talked about wanting safety to be our number one concern. And I understand that we've got the 10 years of people riding and not having an ordinance in place. But we've also had our chief of police do the research for us regarding the vehicle code, Michigan vehicle code. So my opinion is that what we have in place is what we should move forward with, because we want to make sure that our community is safe, not only for the pedestrians or the other motor vehicles on the road, but for those golf carts that are going to be on the road with those motor vehicles. So Tim, I'll start down here with you.
You know, I think seatbelts is a great idea. I really do, because if you've got somebody riding in the back of that golf cart, okay, and something should happen, because of course we've all ridden a lot of golf carts, sharp turns can throw people out, whatever. Not that, because you said they only go so fast, but wouldn't you want a younger individual driving with someone to be buckled up and be safe? I mean, think about it.
I believe you guys already addressed that by changing the age of the driver. And it also talks about the age of the youngest occupant.
Well, age doesn't matter, it's about safety.
Yep. And I'm gonna, sorry, I'm
Just
gonna.
want to point out, we had a public hearing. And
Yes.
I think it's important that,
Yes.
you know, council has their say on what we do or don't do, but
Yep.
one thing we should do is either have the public address council anymore,
Right.
or have, or members of council directly
Okay.
address members of the
All right.
public.
Okay. Scott, seatbelts, yes or
Yeah,
no?
I'm okay with seatbelts, and the only thing I wanted to bring up was there was a mention of golf carts with gas engines.
Mhm.
We're not addressing that, I just
Correct.
wanted to touch base and make sure that
Yep.
that was understood.
Yeah, we're
We're
not,
not
yep,
doing that.
yep. Dan, seatbelts?
I'm good with requiring seatbelts.
Tim?
Good with requirements in the, what we put together thus far. This is a evolving process.
Yes, it is.
And as already been mentioned, we've had several, many conversations from the public. And this doesn't require us to always keep things the way they are. I think it's a good move that we are trying to incorporate the concerns and the issues
Yep.
of those that have golf courses, while at the same time making sure that we're as safe as we can be.
Okay.
So I am in support of what we put together as far as addressing those particular areas.
Terry?
Safety is an infinitely valued function. The 10-2 law is something that would keep us safer. It would require that there be a 10 o'clock and a 2 o'clock button on the steering wheel of a car. And if you didn't keep your hands at the 10 o'clock and the 2 o'clock position, which is safe, then your car would stop. There's no end to what we can require for people to make sure that it's safe.
Right.
And I've lived in a place where it was, they went overboard. So I think it's a dumb idea, but I think I'm outvoted, so there you go.
All right, John?
Yeah, I think the comments made by Steve were very good and very well said.
All right.
Going way back, I would have been more comfortable with the resolution. I think we went a little bit too heavy on the consideration of every little point.
Mhm.
But in order to get something passed, I think we should do this.
Yep.
It's-
Okay.
I don't want to see a nothing.
Right.
If we don't pass the ordinance that the majority of this body wanted to do was an ordinance instead of a resolution,
Right.
it would be nothing.
Right.
So that's where my vote stands.
All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up because I think we have to, again, and I think what Steve just said too, was the fact that this can be evolving. We're going to get something in place, and, we're going to take that under consideration as we start seeing golf carts move throughout town if we pass this second reading of our golf cart ordinance. And so I think it's just the one change that we noted was the parking in, we don't have to change that. We don't have to change that. So they're allowed, we'll make sure that it's noted where people can park. And so I'm looking for a motion of this second reading of the golf cart ordinance.
What's the motion you'd like to hear?
What's the motion that we need to have?
Make a motion to adopt this second reading of the golf cart ordinance?
Second.
All right, so we have a motion, we have a second. Holly, call the roll, please.
Ludwig,
No.
Hanson,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Van Allsburg,
Yes,
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes. All right, our second reading of the golf cart ordinances moves forward. Our next action item is consideration of IT grant agreement. I'm gonna turn this over to our city manager, John Hanneman.
Thank you. Mr. Mead, our treasurer, was a little bit under the weather, so I'll take this one. And we will see Tom in 2 weeks because we'll have our fiscal audit. But we did pursue some grant funding for cybersecurity. There was money through, actually federal money through FEMA. We were successful in acquiring a grant to help us migrate from .mi.us to .gov. And that's, there's some question of when that specifically is gonna be required of local governments, but it's highly recommended. So these funds with our IT consultant will allow us to do that. There's no cost to the city other than just staff time and coordination with IT Right or VC3, sorry. They were IT Right previously, so I tend to refer to them that. So happy to answer any questions you may have, but this is just the motion to accept the grant and then allow the mayor to sign it, and then we'll move forward with making that migration to .gov.
All right, great. Any questions?
yeah, I do have a question.
Yes,
There was
Scott.
3 possibilities. Would they have been able to approve all 3 or 2 or 1, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. This was just one they selected as qualified for us.
I noticed we got the lowest one.
Yeah,
I was like, look, we not submitted that one, we got one of the other 2.
well, just to make light of the current national circumstances, they're not taking any phone calls for the last week or so, so. Ask them, how come one, not the other 2, but, we were happy to get anything
Yeah,
started
yeah,
again, because it's a no match required grant, I think it's.
So the other 2 things that you're going to, well, are we gonna do those anyway? Just,
At some point, correct.
okay.
Okay. Yes, Terry?
In the history of the city of Williamston, has the city council ever turned down free money?
I don't think so, no. I haven't in 10 years.
I'm pretty sure not. Okay.
All right. If there's no other questions for our city manager, I'm looking for the requested motion.
Move that we accept the state and local cybersecurity grant program awarded to the city in the amount of $17,640.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Hanson,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Van Allsburg,
Yes,
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
All right, our next action item is the TIFA, Tax Increment Finance Authority Plan Amendment. I'll turn this over to our city manager again.
Yeah, very, very short and sweet. Action requested to approve the resolution approving the 2025 amendment to the Tax Increment Finance and Development Plan Amendment 2.
All right, I'm looking for that motion.
Make a motion to approve the resolution approving the 2025 amendment, to the Tax Increment Finance and Development Plan Amendment 2.
Thank you so much. Do I have support? Thank you. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Haynes,
yes,
Jenkins,
Yes.
Van Allsburg,
yes,
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
All right, next, action item D, Hydro Corp Commercial Connection Program. It's going back over to our city manager for him to give us information on this.
Thank you. And I resisted the temptation to put mandated in like 25 or 50 point font, but this is a mandated program by the state of Michigan. It is an unfunded mandate, but in order to operate a municipal water system, you have to have a cross-connection program, and it's bifurcated with a commercial program and a residential. Some of you, if not all of you, at some point have probably interfaced with HydroCorp for the residential program, but there's also a commercial program, and that's been going on in Williamston for a number of years. So this is just an extension of that program. The cost is included in the summary. It's about just over $15,000 over 2 separate fiscal years. So the detailed proposal is in there. It's very similar to the residential program you're familiar with. It's just on the commercial scale.
Yep, and we've had this previously in my years here, so this is nothing foreign to the city. So I'm looking for the suggested motion, please. It is page 83 of
Motion
181.
to approve the state of Michigan mandated commercial cross-connection program with HydroCope for a total of $15,280.20 over a 2-year period.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. There's no other questions. Holly, will you call roll, please?
Jenkins,
Yes.
Van Osberg,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
All right. Action item E, Mullet Street Improvements Contract. We have a memo here in our packet. I'm going to turn this over to our city manager.
Yeah, thank you. As discussed, when we did approve Reese Riley for the High Street project, we ran into some difficulty with getting chip seal contracting for that short of a stretch of street, a number of contractors. There's only a handful that do it, and most of the counties in the area actually do that themselves. So we'll be looking at doing that potentially on Railroad Street, working with Ingham County in the future. But we did ask Reese Riley to provide us a price to asphalt pave Mullet Street. They would do grading of it. There would be a stone base and there'd be 4 inches of asphalt. I believe it's 4, Phil? 3 inches of asphalt. So it'll be an asphalt street just like any other. It won't have curb and gutter. It is a very short stretch of street. And as you know, it's one of our heritage or legacy roads with the ambiance of being dirt. So they gave us a great price. The engineer's estimate we had for chip sealing was just under $50,000, so this is considerably less than that. So happy to answer any questions you may have. Phil Westmoreland's here from Spicer if you have any technical questions.
Hey, Phil.
But, they did say they would be able to do this project towards the end of this month.
All right, so Phil, I got some questions for you. If we do this, what is the life expectancy of that product for that short of a street over there?
It's a really good question. It's hard to predict because we're not engineering the base underneath the road, which is where asphalt gets most of its strength from. So we're just using material that's there to provide a hard surface to keep it plowed better in the winter and provide a better surface for people to drive on. It'll probably crack fairly soon, but you know, it's a thing where you put the asphalt down, then we can chip seal it in a couple years and kind of build it up over time that way. This is just kind of accelerating the start of that. If you go into the country in Ingham County especially, a lot of those country roads that are paved are just chip seal on top of chip seal after chip seal, where, you know, 40 years of that, it becomes a surface that's more asphalt-like. So that's kind of our goal here, is just to start that, see how long we could get it. We're not doing any real drainage improvements right now this year. We're just gonna grade it, pave it, let it kind of go where it's gonna go, see what happens, and then keep building it up going forward. It's a pretty short street,
It is.
so it doesn't get a lot of heavy traffic on it. It doesn't get a lot of trucks, so it should do okay, but I can't tell you it's a 20-year design,
Right.
because it's not.
Right, so with that being such a short street, you're obviously gonna have to grade it down where it will be level with High Street and Grand River. How long of a process is that gonna take from start to finish, do you think? I know it says it can take place in the next few weeks, but from the time we get equipment over there until they're done and you can drive on it, what do you anticipate? Because there's what, 1 or 2 driveways on there, so there is gonna be impact for a resident High Street can go down and, you know,
There's two residences, there's one's a duplex, and then there's the old fire station on the corner, so there's
Right.
actually 3 driveways.
Okay.
You're looking at a day to grade it.
Yep.
And a day to pave it.
okay,
Whether those are consecutive or not, I don't always know,
okay,
because we're
Weather
subject to the,
dependent.
weather dependent, we're subject to the contractor a little bit.
okay,
But I mean, it's not, they paved the 1.5 out here on High Street from one end to the other in a day.
okay,
This is less tonnage than that by far, so, you know, it'll be a day, if there's a gap between there, they'll still be able to drive on the gravel surface
okay,
in between, there might be a little bump here and there, but they'll be able to drive on it. And then when they do go to pave it, they'll just clean up the edges real fast and then they'll pave it.
okay.
And it literally is, it's less than a day, but I would just say a day to be conservative.
Well, I think it's a step in the right direction. It's a good improvement for one of our oldest streets that has not had a surface. Any questions? All right, Dan?
I think this is great improvement.
Yep, all right, I'm looking for that motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Reef and Riley Construction Company proposal for asphalt paving of Mullet Street for the
Contract, OUNR.
contract amount of $33,935.25 with a 10% construction contingency of $3,400.
Thank you so much, do I have support?
Support.
All right, if there's no other questions or discussion, Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Van Allsburg,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
All right, we are down to our last 2 action items, which will be the easiest of the evening. The first is appointment of Spencer J. Good to the Planning Commission for a term to expire 6/30/2027. We actually have Spencer here in our gallery. Spencer, if you'd like to say hi very quickly and introduce yourself, please.
Mayor Gilroy, council members, thank you. My name is Spencer Good. I've been a resident of the city of Williamston since July of 2024. My wife and I bought a house this summer, actually on the corner of Middle and Mullet. Ours is chip sealed, so we don't have that problem backing out of our driveway. We've really come to love the city of Williamston. I'm originally from Livingston County, grew up in Deerfield Township, which is just north of Howell, but we've decided to make Williamston home. Speaking of home, we're bringing one more person home in a couple of weeks. My wife is due with our first child on November 19th, so we're excited for that. We found that Williamston is very family friendly. We feel very safe here. I come from a family of law enforcement officers, both parents and now my younger brother, so public safety is something that has never been lost on me. And so I don't come with an agenda. I want to be faithful where I'm at. I see this as a great way to be engaged in the community. As I wrote on my application, I do have some experience with master planning in a previous role in the city of Flint, which probably has more dissimilarities than similarities to Williamston. I did have my hands on their master plan, so I'm familiar with that type of document. I would be excited to sink my teeth into our master plan, which I'm sure at some point will need updates, and I would be excited to be a voice in that process. Currently, I'm employed by the Michigan Legislature. I'm a legislative director for a state representative. Been in that role since March, so I'm familiar with policy, not unfamiliar to taking a fine-tooth comb through, in this case, a House bill, but I think that's a valuable skill set that I would bring to the Planning Commission also. Happy to answer any questions.
Well, if you are approved and move forward, you are coming in at a great time because they are working on the master plan right now,
There you go.
and so your knowledge would definitely be welcome. Thank you so much for introducing yourself, I appreciate it. I'm looking for a motion to move his application forward.
I make a motion to approve the appointment of Spencer Good to the Planning Commission for a term to expire 6/30/27.
Thank you,
Okay.
Terry. Thank you, Scott. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Van Allsburg,
Yes.
Welcome to Planning
Thanks,
Commission.
everyone.
All right, our last action item is appointment of Devin J. Kearney to the EDC, or to the TIFA EDC, Tax Increment Finance Authority Economic Development Corporation, for a term to expire 6/30/29, and it looks like we have Devin here, so please come up and introduce yourself.
Well, thank you, Mayor Gilroy, council members. Similar to Spencer here, new resident to Williamston, just purchased a home on Riverside Street. So my girlfriend Sydney and I and my brother Kyle just recently moved in, and the big draw to Williamston was it's a quiet, quaint community. I come from Metro Detroit originally, night and day. So
That's a good thing.
yeah, looking to get involved with the community. I thought the Tiffy EDC would be, a smart way to get my foot in the door, get known around the community, and so if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them.
Great, all right. Any questions?
Are TIF and EDC the same thing?
They are. You'll always have a TIFA meeting, no, I'm sorry, you'll always, sometimes it's Holly, what is it?
You have a regular TIFA meeting, but you only have EDC by special meeting?
Yeah, that's
But
right.
they are made up of the same members.
Yes, the same
Okay, same
members.
people.
Yep, and that's where I got my start. So it's a good board to start on. All right, well, thank you so much for being
Thank
here,
you.
introducing yourself. I'm looking for a motion to move this forward.
Move to appoint Devin Kearney to the TIFA EDC for a term to expire 6/30/29.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. Holly, will you call the roll?
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Van Allsburg,
Yes.
Rhines.
Yes.
Welcome to EDC, Tim.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you. All right, that concludes our action items for this evening. We will move down to our discussion items. It's our usual three that we have, our construction project update, master plan update, and main four safety improvements. So I'm gonna turn all three over to our city manager, Johnny Hannafin.
We really started in earnest today with sidewalk removals for the sidewalk repairs that the council approved last time. So they were on South Putnam today. They were also on the corner of Crossman and Middle. So, and there's other areas of town. So that will be, they come in a crew and they do removals over a couple days, and the form crew will come in and then the pouring crew will come in. So hopefully by the end of the week, we will be done and complete with all the sidewalks that were approved, so that's good. Yes?
Just a comment and a request, and you don't have to go through. But I know there's been a lot of discussion in the past on social media on the state of the sidewalks and whatever in the community. So if, as we're engaging in this process, we could take some pictures and maybe of the process and
Before and
post
afters.
them on our city Facebook page
Yep.
to show that we
That'd be
do
great.
care and are working on sidewalks.
Absolutely, yep.
Can we go ahead and add the list of sidewalks to ours? Is it on our city web? I know it was on our packet last time, but can we add those?
Yeah, you can do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great, because he's absolutely right. I mean, we get a lot of Williamston community updates regarding the sidewalk on the corner of Church and North Putnam. So, and I actually had to, get with John today because I saw
That's a good one.
some, equipment out and wondered where it was going, and it's for Grand River next to Admiral. So I saw somebody take a picture of that sidewalk, actually. So I'm glad to see that we're gonna move forward on this. Approximately how long will this take, you think, for these?
If it's dry, hopefully Friday they'll be done.
Okay, all right, great,
May leak over into next week, but I doubt it.
excellent. Master plan?
The other thing,
No?
construction-wise, so the fence, the decorative fence on the step up right across the street here, there's portions of it that are solid and they're fine, but there's like 5 to 6 areas that need replacing. So we did approve a quote from Cleary. It's under my purchasing threshold. I think it's like $6,500. So we just went ahead and approved that.
Okay.
And it's something they keep mostly in stock. They had to order a couple of other elements, but they'll be replacing the bad rotted portion of the decorative fence across the street.
Perfect,
And that's hopefully imminent in the next, week or two.
all right. Master plan?
So I was unable to attend, but McKenna did a great job of leading the group, and I'm sure Councilmember Ludwig can report more under the council reports. But we, again, are further breaking down the sections of the mostly completed draft plan. My comments were mainly focused on, and this is going off the feedback that we had from our joint sessions and also from public feedback, is protecting residential integrity. And we have sections in the current plan, example, Middle Street is, as the block, the Middle Street that dives into Dawson Park is currently zone C1, which is Central Business District. And it's all houses there. And so we really need to change that in our master plan, because I don't think I don't think we wanna see that corridor developed for commercial, and those are homes that are all and they're really nice, they're in great shape. So it's not like we're cleaning up a blighted area, so there's sections like that, and also along the Grand River corridor, as you're heading west, primarily on the north side. Most of the south side, when you get over the bridge, is commercial already, but not all. But on the north side, the vast majority of that is still residential, and again, in our current plan, it's more of a mixed use, and so I think that we wanna protect that and protect it to be residential. So we're still going through the fine details of that, but it's been a good process so far.
Dan?
One question on that. So right as you get to Dahlstrom Park on the left-hand side, you have,
Oh, that's small. That's small building.
yeah, you have, was it, Fingers Furniture Repair or whatever. So obviously that would be grandfathered in now, but if that gentleman were to sell that building after we change it, would it have to be residential, or how would that work?
Yeah, it would
Good
be,
question.
if we didn't allow some like neighborhood commercial or something like that, I'm just, when you think about like what C1 is, C1, you can have a gas station.
Yeah.
So obviously, I don't think we want that.
No.
But that would be correct, if the future land use changed, they're allowed to operate in their existing use, but once they would sell it to somebody else, they would have to abide by whatever the zoning regulations in place.
Selling it? Would it be just on a change of use?
Usually those go in,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right, great. I'm glad to see that we're making some headway with that and absolutely protecting residential integrity. I appreciate that. Main Forest safety improvements, and does Phil have any updates?
Yeah, Phil actually attended on my behalf. There was a signal update meeting.
Great, can't wait.
So they had a meeting last Monday about the signals. That project is proceeding through the design on that. It's part of a much bigger project. They have signals in some spots in Ingham County, some spots in Eaton County, Grand Ledge. There's 5 or 6 signals as part of this project that they're gonna be doing. But we talked about what they're doing down here. Most of it seems pretty straightforward. They're looking to do mast arms down there as long as the State Historic Preservation Office approves them. So we're crossing our fingers there with that. Not much change from what's there today. They gotta move a couple benches to make it work, but otherwise it's pretty minor work to be done. And then as part of that meeting, we had a discussion of changing the downtown to 3 lanes and redoing Putnam. So that's starting to get a little traction with them through some backdoor measures. They're helping us a little bit with some traffic study stuff. So we're trying to push that through at the same time. We'll see if they can get them to design the signal for 3 lane. Now they're different opinions. So they are at least designing it so that when we do the 3 lane and we study it and everything works out, they can switch it to a left turn, dedicated left turn signal without having to change. They just put up a new head and do some rewiring and they're done. So they don't have to do major work to do that.
And we're still targeting, this is still targeted for 26?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget what their bid date is. I want to say their bid date is May of 26. Now, the construction could go 26 into 27. I don't know that they've got it final worked out yet, but as of right now, I think it's May, they're letting date for a contractor.
All right, great. Well, keep us up to date as that evolves. Steve?
What about the surface? We talked before about.
Yes, improving our pedestrian crossing. So where are we on there?
That's part of what we want to do with the restriping,
Okay.
is putting the piano keys across the road to make it more
Okay.
visible.
All right.
So we talked about that at the
Because it's
meeting,
brand new,
where it's
and that
coming
has to be.
to do that, yes. And they're putting up new ped signals that are activated, that are accessible, so people can get to them and they can see them.
All right. Yes, Terry?
You said the piano key crossing thing. How about the idea of the red brick thing? We were talking about that at some planning commission. Fowlerville has that.
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't we?
So can.
We're trying.
Okay, we are trying, so that's a part of the conversation as well.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so there's the potential for
It's gonna
that.
be an MDOT thing, because it's.
But, because it's Grand River, yeah. keep us posted. This is good progress, I feel.
Slow but sure.
Yes.
It's MDOT.
All right, well, we appreciate it. Thank you, Phil. All right, that concludes our discussion items. Moving down, we did receive MDOT Meridian Road information that is for you to read, and go ahead, John.
Yeah, if I could.
Yes,
I'll
please.
just read the bullet points
Yes.
from the email. This is from October 9th, update on North Meridian Road intersection reconstruction. North Meridian Road closure, start Monday, October 20, end November 23rd. Traffic, the intersection of M43 at North Meridian will be closed for the duration of this work. Posted detour F43 to Okemos Road, Jolly Road, South Meridian, M43. Project is nearing completion, and this is anticipated to be the last major traffic change prior to opening the new bridge over the Red Cedar River early December. So that's right for that. Now, I want to qualify that is 4.2 miles west of town. It's not in the city limit.
Right.
You know, we impacted as much as we can.
Yep.
And while words came out of my mouth, I'm reading off the script. So.
Yes, I appreciate that.
But if anyone has any questions, please do give us a call. We'll give you the latest and greatest information that we have.
It's definitely a massive project. I don't know if it's had direct effect on our downtown, or, I mean, go ahead.
I think in
Are
some
you kidding?
I think in some regards, it's actually, we've benefited because
Yeah.
folks are here.
Right.
And I think some have probably benefited. I think generally speaking, it's all one Williamston. The business that are just west of us are probably that are outside
The
the
most
city limit
affected.
have been the most impacted.
Right,
They've had
right.
It's been a pretty negative impact for them.
Yes. And John, go ahead, comment? Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say yes, absolutely. Everything to the west of Zimmer Road on Grand River, I think they've done the best they can with their signage. For instance, Williamston Inn. You have those immediate businesses right at that four corner. But yes, to get anywhere, we've all had to learn how to navigate and become expert map readers. But, it's coming to an end, so that's a great update. Thank you. Department head reports. John, you talked a lot. Anything else?
Yeah, I get the hint. So, just a quick reminder that Wednesday is our joint meeting with Williamstown Township and our area partners. That's always a good thing. I've had a good discussion today with the new township supervisor. He had added a few things that I think are really good for us to talk about, collaboration on events and things like that, also some parks collaboration. So,
And can
looking
you
forward to
just
that.
remind us again, location and start time?
Yep, it's at 6 p.m. and it is in the multi-purpose room at the middle school.
Okay, and that's open to the public as
Right.
well. It's a joint township meeting. We do this once, sometimes twice a year. And again, we invite other entities to come and give updates such as Capital Area District Library, Capital Area Transit Authority, NISA, our police department, so, senior center. So it is, public and, public is welcome. Chief, next you.
I supplied the monthly police report, the statistics were included. The only thing I would add to the report is the night shift officers continue to supply educational warnings for 2 to 5 parkers.
Yep.
That will continue.
Yes.
However, at some point, those will not continue.
Well, Farmer's
I'm parking
Almanac.
on my driveway, I just want you to know, I'm not one of those.
Farmer's Almanac is, threatening with a bitter winter, so hopefully everybody gets their education pretty soon.
Yes.
Just in case, you never
I
know.
am pushing it.
So, Chief, we've got a couple more football games left here at home. Our boys football team is doing great. Our boys tennis team just won. Are you guys doing anything special as far as getting escorts for any tournaments yet?
We haven't had any requests for the
Not
football
yet?
team or anybody yet, but when they call, we will do them.
All right, excellent. And am I correct in did Williamston participate in Michigan State's homecoming parade?
We certainly did.
Excellent, great, go green. I
Go
mean,
white.
same
white.
colors here, yes, very good. All right,
And just a comment,
yes,
I want to say again, that this idea of you reporting the number of stops and the number of tickets, that's just a really good idea, because it shows the Williamston Police Department is doing what all the people in Williamston wanted to do, and they're not doing what you might be accused of doing. So that's a good thing.
exactly. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah.
We appreciate the report, Chief. Thank you so much. We do have our financial updates in here from our treasurer, Tom Mead, who cannot be here this evening. We also have our Livingston County Department of Building and Safety Engineering report for any new work, renovations, commercial.
There was
Yes,
30 pages of building permits.
yes.
30 pages.
Yep, I was just gonna get
That's
to that,
really
Terry.
amazing. Oh, okay.
There's, no, that's okay.
Yeah, it's
There's so much going on, which is
Yeah.
great. It's great to see. It's residential, it's commercial. So if you do have any questions regarding anything on the 30-page report, please see John. He will contact Livingston County and get those questions answered for you. Committee, subcommittee reports. I heard that we had a planning commission
Yeah,
meeting.
planning
Tim,
commission.
could you
It was
give us
pretty
an
good.
update?
We looked over the master plan, and I think McKenna did, once again, they're doing an excellent job for us.
Excellent.
And what they do is they took some of the language that was just all just written out in sentences and put it in the bullet points.
Okay.
And that made it very, very easy. It's gonna be very, very easy for the public to understand and look at. The map layout looked good, and like John spoke, we need to change a couple things. So it wasn't, it was a little, a little brief, but it was good.
Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anybody else have meetings that they'd like to report on? Terry?
Decent meeting last week.
Yes.
It was calm,
Excellent. Good. I'm glad.
so
All right. Appreciate that. Any other meetings? All right. Audience participation, again, maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. Would anybody like to come forward at this time? Monica, come on up.
Thank you.
Hi, Monica.
Hi. Sorry I was late for the first round.
Go ahead and
Of
introduce
public
yourself. There's
comment.
probably people in here that don't know who you are.
Yeah, so Monica Schaefer, Ingham County Commissioner. I represent District 15, which is Loch Leroy, Williamstown Township, and Williamston, and then parts of Meridian. So precincts 6, 7, and 21, or 22 of Meridian as well. But I've been your commissioner for, this is going on my 3rd year, and I'm very proud to serve this district. I'm very proud to go to battle for the rural areas and our area that we represent in Ingham County. So right now we're working on our 2026 budget. We have about $110 million in our general fund, about $326 million overall that we're dealing with. We found out that we were about about $10 million that had to be cut out of our budget in order to get a balanced budget for 2026. So out of that budget, they had to go through and different departments had to make a few cutbacks. But we've also added a lot of positions. We've added a lot of different things. So we had to go back and kind of refocus on what our priorities are for those areas. One area that I was very disturbed about that we cut was the MSU Extension Program. So Ingham County, MSU, I heard go green, go white. That's what we're made up of. So MSU Extension encompasses the 4-H. It also encompasses our Master Gardening Program, which does a lot of our gardening down here within the city of Williamston. Fought hard to bring it back. It was fought hard through public comment and community activism within the area to bring it back. Over 2.5 hours of public comment in our Human Services Committee meeting that I am part of. I was very, very proud. A lot of 4-H, a lot of young people came out and spoke. And we have 3 generations of 4-H in our area, especially, each area. But Loch Leroy Township, huge with the 3 generations of 4-H. That's what means something, especially in such a large budget. When we have such a large budget, it's a penny comparative to where we're spending money. So, and then 2.5 hours of Finance Committee. Finance Committee shut it down and did not pass it through one vote. So they came back. It was beautiful. All those people came back and spoke again. They went to the Board of Commissioners main meeting. They came back to some in the Human Services meeting, came back to the Finance Committee meeting, and it passed. And somehow we found some funding in the budget. We did a few things, and we also added 2 VA veterans positions that were cut back, and we found funding for those as well in our what we call our Z list. So everything's going through. We're there. We fought for the areas that impact the community the most within that budget that the cuts were. So I'm very proud of the people that stepped up and brought in the public comment. So a couple of the other things that we have is not on a positive note, but on a budgetary note, we're gonna be fully levying every millage. So in the past, we had some millages that we never fully levied, so that people never felt that full levy of the millages, because we are the highest average millage tax rate in the state of Michigan, Ingham County is. But we are gonna be fully levying those. So there's some animal control funding that is now gonna be fully levied. We did not levy the health millage for a couple of years. Last year, we felt that millage come on board, and I bet a lot of people felt that millage. And now that is gonna be fully levied, so we're gonna be at full levy going forward in Ingham County, and I'm not in support of that, but it is the will of the rest of the committee members, or the rest of the commissioners that sit on that board. But I'm here to represent, and I constantly represent us in where we are. So juvenile justice millage, that right now we're looking at a new facility that is going to be potentially bonded and created, because we had some issues within our juvenile justice facility. We've had some areas that probably weren't the safest, so we've had to go through, and we're going to be recreating and rebuilding a new facility. That's in the works. So this Wednesday, there's going to be a meeting that is going to be out there for people to understand what we're looking at. It's going to be 24 beds. It's not going to be bigger than the original one that we have now, but it's going to be much more adaptive to safety. And we have to make sure that everybody is safe, and that as we're mixing the different juveniles within it, the different youth within it, we have to make sure that everybody is safe. So that is the biggest thing, is safety. Other than that, what else do I have? Any questions at all? Any questions at all?
Dan.
Oh, sorry, Dan.
So you mentioned that the animal control millage is going to be fully ramping up to its full millage rate?
Yes.
Does that mean, so we literally, in my day job, we just took down some signage that had Ingham County Animal Control and its phone number on it for people to call, and replaced them with Meridian Township Police Department to call, because we didn't think animal control was responding to things anymore.
Oh, animal control better, yes. The animal control, Ingham County Animal Control is supported by the millage dollars that our district sends to them. So we should be responding. Ingham County Animal Control should 100% be responding to the constituents and to the people, the residents of the community that pay the bills for it. And we have a new director, Holly Gill. She has been fantastic. And if you're not receiving those responses, that is what I, as a county commissioner, I'm here for. I'm here to connect you with the resources, and if you're not receiving them through the township, or you have residents that don't feel like they're being heard, that is my responsibility to make sure that they're heard.
Thank you, Mike.
Terry, you had a question for Tom?
So these levies are gonna be increased to their normal values, they're gonna go up. Do you have any idea however much, when I do accounts payable, the ad valorem taxes that go to Ingham County, they make up a huge chunk of our budget. How much, for average residents, how much could they expect to see their taxes, their property taxes go up? You talking 5% or 10% or
No,
2%?
When we're looking at the levy, I think we're looking at maybe a 0.6 mil. So what is that? About $6 on every $100,000 home that if it's their taxable value on there. So when you're fully levying it, I believe, don't quote me, I could get you these numbers, I can fully get you these numbers. I believe we're looking at 0.6 mils on just the animal control area. But I can get you the numbers that it would be to fully levy where we're at, what else is going to be added to it, so you can know for your people that on a $100,000 house, what the extra will be. And these are all millages that have been voted on by the people. They've been passed by the people of Ingham County. The people of Ingham County know we're the highest average millage rate in the state of Michigan. But they're voted on, they're passed. It's just we as a county haven't sometimes needed all that funding.
Yep.
Now we are gonna fully levy and take the full amount that the taxpayers have, told us that they want us to take.
Monica, can you send that to our city manager and then our city manager can distribute it to us?
Because
That'd be great.
that can help with concerns when people say my taxes went up.
I appreciate that. Yes, John?
If it's 0.6 mils, it'll be about $600.
Okay.
You say
How much?
600?
600, if it's 0.6 mils.
Not 0.6 mils? Okay, then let me get you those numbers.
Yeah, let's
Let's
get
not put
those.
that
Yeah.
600 out there,
Yeah,
because let me get you the official
Yeah.
numbers.
that'd be great.
Because that was my assumption, that doesn't sound right at all.
Okay.
So let me get you those official numbers.
The usable number would be, it would apply to everybody. Are our taxes gonna go up by 1% from what I paid last year? Are they gonna go up by 10% from what I paid last year?
Yeah.
And that would be,
Well, that would
that's the number I'd be
depend,
looking
that
for.
would depend on your home also.
Yeah,
So
because
I
it's
can
based
only
on
give
your
you the mil per,
$100,000.
it's based,
Right, but
yeah.
somebody who had a less expensive home and paid fewer taxes, their taxes are gonna go up by a certain number, that'll be a
Yeah.
percentage of last year's number.
I'll get that from you, I'll get that from you.
Let's have her get us the actual factual
Of
numbers
what
before we
was
try to
levied
speculate.
last time,
Yep.
and what will be levied this year, and
Yep.
what the difference will be.
Thank you, Monica.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Monica. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
All right, anybody else for audience participation at this time? All right, Terry, go ahead. You're in the front row.
Okay, is this good enough?
If you, we,
You're
if you could, because she's gonna film and we, you know,
Okay, the getting up and down is a little difficult. Okay, I have a question of the registration information. Is that gonna be recorded somewhere, and who has access to those records, with identity theft?
so, we mentioned this
concerned
earlier,
about
and I'll
that.
go ahead and respond to this, but this form that you're going to fill out is going to reside at the police department, correct, chief? It
Yes.
will go no further than that. The police department's going to come to your home, they're gonna do the inspection, you're going to fill this out, it goes to our police officer, and it will be at our
So
police
there's not like
department.
any social security numbers and
No,
stuff
no, no, no,
like
no,
that?
no, no. And if-
I did not see the.
I'll
form.
show it to you after the meeting,
Okay.
you can see it.
Beautiful,
All right,
but I'm not done.
okay.
Okay, because this has passed, when does this take effect?
City manager,
15 days after publication of notice of its
Yep.
adoption.
Okay, so that would be 15 days as of today, is that
When
correct?
it's published.
After publication.
after publication, so
And when
what
is that?
what does that look like for us, Holly?
It could be a couple days out, it just depends on the Lansing State Journal's
We
availability.
can't hear you.
It'll be a couple days out because we have to publish it through media, and I believe it's gonna be Lansing State Journal that it'll get published in,
So it could
Can-
be like 20 days.
20 days from today.
Okay, so that is calendar days, not business days, is that correct?
Ooh,
Calendar days.
calendar days,
Okay.
calendar days. So
And
you're looking at about November 2nd or 3rd, if I'm counting correctly, because today's the 13th.
Okay, so when I fill that out, can I ask for a notation to be notified when that is? Because I don't live on the internet.
That's fine. Sure, yes, we will go ahead and, I'll get your phone number when I show you the form, and I'll give it to Holly.
Okay. So you will have my number.
All
More
right.
ways than one.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Who else had their hand up for public comment? If you could come up, please.
Mine's just quick, 'cause I
Yes,
keep going.
that's
Just wanted
okay,
to
Bob.
thank you guys for passing that, I appreciate it. Well, slide this out.
You are smooth, Mr. Palazzolo. All right, Caroline.
Who is that guy?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay. I appreciate you guys talking a little louder. It's hard to hear back there. Couple things. You said you're going to make some parking places for the golf carts by McCormick Park. Can you make them both on each end, the east and the west?
We will do the best we can. Is that a good enough answer for right now? Because our DPW and our city manager, that's gonna be in their wheelhouse. So we'll have to figure out where we're gonna do that at, but
Because a lot of the older people can't walk from that end all the way around to where the shell is. And
Curious.
yeah, okay. Another thing is, so are we allowed to drive our golf carts in town now, or no? You said November.
About November 2nd or 3rd, 20 days.
Okay. And where do we get the ordinances? She had a copy of the ordinance.
So the ordinance will be on our city website, but here's what I will ask our staff to do. We will have some printed copies at the front desk that people can pick up, especially for those that are not on the internet.
Right, because a lot of us don't do a computer
Yep.
and print out and
Yep.
everything. They'll be in the main office.
Yep.
They will be.
So those published, those printed, those will be available in about 20 days, correct? Correct.
So that'll be 20 days for those two,
Yep.
okay.
I believe the chief said that the officer would have them too,
Yes.
when he checked out your card.
Yep.
You
Yep, the
know,
officers
it's gonna
will,
cost a lot of money to get seat belts put on golf carts. I don't even know if it can be done.
They can,
It can.
they can, it's not bad.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
all right.
Well, chief, I guess, you're against golf carts in the city because of all these special restrictions.
We appreciate your comments, Caroline. Thank you so much. Anybody else for public comment right now? Audience participation. All right, I'm gonna start with council member comments and I'm gonna go to Jen.
Yeah, I only have one concern, which I kind of ran on, the reason why I wanted to get on city council. I feel we're not talking with certain agencies in coordination. My latest and greatest was the railroad tracks. You know, we posted a notice that the railroad tracks would be closed on Wednesday the 8th. They were closed on Tuesday the 7th. And had I been coming home from work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and had to go all the way back to Lynn Cornell, you know, M52, I would have blew a gasket. I mean, we posted a day, they decided, well, we're just gonna do it.
Right.
And let's work on, we're passing some wonderful things, working on the important things, but there are things that people notice, and I think we should be working on some of the things that people notice, even though they're not top priority.
Thank you. Terry?
Spencer and Devin, glad to see you guys coming on board. I hope tonight's dissension doesn't discourage you.
We've seen worse.
Steve?
I too would like to welcome Spencer and Devin, and I do have a question about where we were at with our various committees. I know we were lacking in fulfilling those. Do we have a feel for where we are at?
With the addition of Planning Commission and EDC TIFA, we are almost full again on our boards because Barb had sent me, no, we're not to a point where we don't have quorum for our boards. Now that we've got, new people. So I think we're doing okay with all of our boards.
Except for
Yes.
DDA.
DDA.
DDA does need
2 or
some-
3 members short.
Okay, yeah, and that DDA, for our viewing audience, DDA is our Downtown Development Authority. And there are special requirements in order to sit on those boards. It needs to be a business owner, or we can have 2 residents within the DDA district, Holly. So if you live in the DDA district, or if you're a business owner, we would love to have you join our board. Dan?
I think we've done a good job with the golf cart ordinance. I think we've listened as well as we could, to the people that currently use golf carts in town, but we also crafted an ordinance that, we're comfortable with and that, we as the city could pass and think is tailored to the city, and I think we've done a good job with that, trying to balance those things.
All right, Scott?
Yeah, 2 quick things. I'm pretty enthused about the poles. The decoration on the poles are very cool. And ours is really cool with the 4 ladies. With 5 pieces of cheesecake, by the way, that's a little mysterious. 4 people, 5 pieces of cheesecake.
It's for the empty chair when you sit down
Oh,
and give
the
your
empty
picture,
chair,
Scott.
okay.
You gotta sit down and get your picture.
Okay, and the other thing is, I'm totally impressed with the quality of the people that serve in the city environmental council. It's just people trying to help their city, and it's just a good thing.
Thank you. Tim?
Yeah, Spencer Devine, welcome, and Spencer, looking forward to working with you on the planning commission.
All right. I have to say thank you so much, not only to our community members that have shown up. I mean, for the past 3 months, this is the best participation level we've had in my whole entire time here, so I appreciate it. Because we need we need to listen to our community, and because we're voted up here, we're doing the best we can to make sure that we keep our community safe in every single aspect of what we have here in Williamston. And so I appreciate the good work that everybody has put forward in bringing this ordinance to our community. I appreciate the work that our chief of police has done with his knowledge base and making sure that what we are putting in place is safe for our residents, and that's for golf cart owners and non-golf cart owners. Obviously, we've had the statistics that Terry keeps reminding us about. We are a safe golf cart community, but now we are officially going to be a safe golf cart community. So I appreciate that, legally, safely. This may encourage other people to go out and get golf carts. So I appreciate that. But what I want to say about that is that we do listen. We are listening. We didn't just say no. We took time and effort and listened, and this can be a changing ordinance as well. So that's the beauty of what we do here, is that we're going to put it in place. If something's not working, we will hear about it, and we will do what we can to make a change to make sure that it is working. If it isn't working and it's not safe, then it's gonna be up to us to make sure that we do the best for our community and for our residents. So I appreciate everybody's hard work, and I appreciate the community that has shown up for it. I love the polls too, and I just decorated my own. Come see the mayor's poll. 10 years of the good, bad, and the ugly that, our city goes through, but because we go through all of that, we end up being a better community for it. So it's very lighthearted. I hope people appreciate it. There are great ones. There's one that's really scary that disturbs me, but that's okay. There's some others that are super fantastic. But it's getting darker earlier, so please be safe out there. We've got a great football team that's got, I think, 2 more home games. We are on a path to greatness, which doesn't happen a lot here, but we have really good teams, and I'm excited about it. We're also rolling into that colder weather where we need to be mindful of parking on streets from 2 to 5, because we want to keep our streets open and safe for when our DPW crews need to get out there, just in case we get a couple of those white things that float through the sky. But other than that, good work, everybody. I appreciate everybody's efforts. Thank you, Devin and Spencer, for stepping forward and filling seats that we had open. I know that you will bring new ideas and thoughts, and I appreciate the fact that you're doing that. I think that's it. I'm gonna call it at 7:37.